Good morning, everybody. I really hope you're well. Happy Friday, everyone. We have already done a 10-minute quick core this morning, and now I'm doing a spine safe stretch for osteoporosis. So if anyone has been diagnosed with osteoporosis in this group, it's incredibly common, especially in women, and that's due to all sorts of reasons. Could be the lack and change of hormones that goes through as you're going into your later life, as you're going through the menopause. It could be like me, that it runs in your family. There's certain contraceptions like the depot injection that has a direct correlation to the increase in osteoporosis, but also it's very, very common in a lot of younger people now because of a lack of calcium within the diet, and the calcium is that what makes your bones stronger. So we need to be aware of it. It used to be something that we'd always associate with older adults, but actually now it's something that we have to think about with regards to everybody coming to our sessions. So this session is designed for giving help and information for instructors, but also for participants to be able to effectively stretch and know that it's really safe for your spine. So if you're joining me today, let me know. I'd love to know. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Oriole. And we are going to get going, and I'm going to give you some key things to think about whilst we are doing our stretches with regards to being spine safe. So hopefully the audio is okay. I don't want it to be too overpowering music wise in the background, so if you need me to bring it down, please let me know. That's absolutely fine. And then we are going to get going. Now, feel free, gang, if you want to grab a pillow or a block or anything that you want to put under your head. Thanks, Dawn. That's absolutely fine. And also, you may want to grab a band. We're going to start standing, and I want you to be comfortable for you. So please don't feel like you've got to stand a certain way, but do evenly distribute your weight between your right and your left foot. So you can have your feet as wide or as narrow as you wish. Be comfortable, but be even. Lengthen up the rest of the body, and then start from here, just taking the head over to the right. Roll the head down and round, over to the left. So with regards to the information I'm giving you, this all comes from Osteoporosis UK. So I always work in alliance with, sort of like our key national guidelines with regards to different conditions. And Osteoporosis UK, really support exercise, stretching, Pilates, with regards to clients and with conditions. But there are some things we need to be aware of. The main one is forward flexion, where it's unsupported. So we're going to be aware of that. Good work. Head comes up. Let's roll the shoulders back. So sort of like the main no-no would be to take a roll down and hang with the hands unsupported. So not being able to be supported onto the legs or supported onto the floor. It's that weight of the head pulling over that can cause those mini fractures within the spine. Now I'm going to alternate my right arm and then my left arm. So I'm going to bring that through, open up the chest. The other thing is forward flexion in a seated position. So kind of seated and then leaning over the legs. And again, it's that forward flexion position that the spine just really doesn't enjoy. I'm going to take the right arm over and then the left. So we're going to take other ways into stretch. And our main focus is to stretch through the spine today. So it's really thinking about back release work. but that will incorporate a little bit of hips, a little bit of shoulders in there as well. Bring the arms forward. Rotate back on the right, back on the left. Let's open up the chest. Look where you're going. Well done. Good work. And then wrap the arms around the waist, just bend the knees, loosen off. Take a moment here to pedal through. Now, one of the best things that we can do with osteoporosis is to wait there, to improve that bone density by being able to exercise and take our weight. And then when we can take our weight, then if we can incorporate adding in weights to our workout as well, that's going to improve that bone density even more, making those bones even stronger. So I'm going to do some balance stretch work and standing stretch work for us today, which is much more effective than being down on the floor because you're taking that gravity toll. Bring your right leg forward, point and flex the foot. Good work. We're then going to rotate the ankle and then go the other way. Change the legs over when you're ready. So improving balance, proprioception is really important for anyone with osteoporosis because essentially if balance isn't great and they fall, the fact that their bones are brittle might mean that they get a serious injury if that happens. Rotate the ankle. So prevention is always better than cure. Go the other way. So we want to prevent, people from being unbalanced. Let's take the right foot. I'm going to brush forward and back. So if you need to hold the wall, please do. Squeeze the muscles in the bottom. Well done. 2 more. Now take the leg across and open. So not only does this help to stretch and release the hip, but you've got this balance element here, weight bearing, improving balance, improving proprioception on that leg there. Well done. Now take the foot round the front, round the back. Little bend on the knee, on that supporting leg, never locking the knee. Pedal push through the feet here. Loosen off. Well done. 4 more. 3. Left leg forward, back. Squeeze those muscles in the bottom as you go back. Great work. So really focusing on how the balance is from the right to the left side. Be aware of that. Let's take the leg across and open. Let that hip release. Well done. Now come around the front and round the back. Bend the knee on that supporting leg. Good work. We're going to take the legs wide, lunge right to left. Try not to forward flex too much. Keep the head up. Push the bottom away and feel that stretch there coming through the inner thighs. So we're not going to forward fold, compromising the spine in any way, shape or form. Good work. Can you stay to the right? Hold here. Turn that foot. And then let's lean. Reach over and stretch the waist. Perfect. We release from here. Change sides. Hold. Feel the stretch through the inner thigh. Well done. Now turn the foot. Lean in. Stretch there. Perfect. We release. Now from here, bring your feet in. I'm going to step back on the right and back on the left. Let me turn side on so you can see me. I'm pushing my heel down into the ground. Feet stay facing forwards. We're going to stay on the right leg. Lift the arms up and down. Pushing those hip bones forward, pushing the heel down into the ground. Feel that lovely calf stretch. Lunging on the front leg press. Well done. Now keep the arms up. Take the right arm, rotate back, then the left. Inhale, exhale, open and rotate. One more. And then lift. Hands go back behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hold here. So sometimes with calf stretch, when we're down into like a downward dog position, with osteoporosis, that's a forward flexion position. So again, that could be seen as contraindicated with regards to some people, especially if the condition is bad. Release. This is much more effective. Change sides. Lift and lower. So your weight bearing, gravity is taking its toll, and the spine stays lovely and safe. Lift the hands up. Hold. Rotate back on the left. Rotate back on the right. Well done. Lift the hands. Round the back. Now, obviously, if you haven't got osteoporosis or any signs of it, doing those downward dog, flexion positions, that's not going to harm you in any way, shape, or form. It's certainly not going to, give you osteoporosis. That's not how it works. Release. From here, pedal through the feet. So we're going to come down to the floor, and I want us to be spine safe in a roll down. So we're going to drop the head, we're going to hinge, and then we're going to support ourselves and round up through the back here. We're then going to come up and take a little baby back bend. Years ago, we used to think that leaning back would hurt the back, would damage the back. That was kind of like the worry. But actually, extension of the spine opens up the vertebrae, allows the discs to breathe a little bit more, have a little bit more movement. And it's the forward flexion which kind of causes most of the aggro. So don't be afraid of the extension. You're then hinging from your hip, supporting your weight here, lift and lower. So this is spine safe for anyone with osteoporosis within the spine, rather than taking a roll down and hanging over. Gang, we're going to do one more. Inhale, exhale, forward, stretch that spine, and then take your little lift and lower. And then I'm going to bring you down to the floor. So let's come down, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, cat stretch. Bring that through into cow pose. So actually on Osteoporosis UK, there's some little PDFs and I've downloaded them. And the kind of key factors, the key guidelines would be that this is a much more effective stretch for the back, much more effective for anyone with osteoporosis rather than a full roll down and hanging. So we're lifting and lowering through the back. Feel the stretch. One more. Good work. Now from here, take the knees as wide as you want to. We're going to come forward, extend the arms. Perfect. Take them over to the right. Left hand on top, head down low. And then change sides when you're ready. Coming forward, I'm going to bring you into the floor. And then from here, we're going to work up into Cobra. Squeeze the muscles in the bottom and then lower down. So remember what I said about extension of the spine being really good, really important for spine health. So option one is to be here, just keeping the elbows down, lifting up into that baby cobra position. Keep the tension on the bottom. You don't need to lift your pelvis off the floor. But option two, if it feels good for you, come into full cobra. Good work. Inhale. Exhale. press. Well done. Coming all the way down to the floor, we're going to grab a hold of one foot and take a quad stretch. So we're pushing that foot into the hand, pushing the thigh through the floor, holding that stretch here. A lot of people really suffer with regards to tight hips and painful knees, and a lot of it comes from the fact the thighs are tight. So it's really important to stretch this out, and this again is super safe. You're really supported down here on the floor. Change the legs over when you're ready. That spine is in a great safe position. You can relax the head and neck. You're pushing your foot to hand, your hand to foot, rather than your heel to your bottom. And I want you to push your thigh through the floor. Good work. Coming up. Okay, coming to kneeling, you're going to bring your left leg forward. Keep your right knee back. If you need to put some padding underneath that knee, please do. So a deep hurdler stretch, sort of here, can also compromise the spine a little bit. And if that spine is vulnerable and not very strong, that can be damaging. So when we're taking a stretch for our hips, instead of coming into that deep hurdler stretch, what we're going to do is stay 90-90 and then tuck the pelvis forward and back. Stay forward. Tuck forward and allow that stretch to open up here in the hip flexor. If you want to lift the arm, please do. If you want to take that over, please do. But you're not forward flexing, not lunging forward. We're just opening up that side. Well done. Release. Change sides. So I'm going to face you now. Right leg comes forward, left knee back, and we tuck. Good work. And then stay forward. So like I said, the deep hurdler stretch would be absolutely fine for majority of people. It's not that that is going to hurt anyone. It's just that if somebody has got quite high case or high level osteoporosis, then putting them into forward flexion positions, which can be unsupported, can cause a few different problems. Well done, release. So we're going to come down to the floor. Soles of the feet together. So instead of coming into a forward flexion position over the legs, whether they're straight, whether they're bent, whether the feet are together, we're going to stay upright. We're going to place the hands together and we're going to push with our elbows onto our thighs. And we're going to push our thighs onto our elbows with as much resistance. So we know this is our MET technique stretch. This helps with regards to sciatica. We're going to hold for 20 seconds. And again, my body is upright. I'm going to turn side on so you can see me. So I'm not leaning over. I'm staying upright and I'm pushing down and I'm pushing back up again with as much force. And then release. So take a little bit of a release into the hips. Hold for about 20 seconds. And we're going to do that about 3 times. Obviously, if you suffer quite badly with sciatica, and I know it does happen from time to time, you could do this stretch every single day, more than once a day if you wanted to. It's completely sciatica safe. And some people get sciatica from spinal stenosis. This is where the spine, decreases with regards to the kind of like the volume of it, gets smaller, and then that can impinge because it changes obviously the structure of the sciatic nerve. So again, this is spine safe. Well done. Give your legs a little shake. Perfect. We're going to come down into the floor. So another thing that we would avoid with osteoporosis is any rolling of the spine. So with severe cases, I wouldn't do the roll back up and down. And with anyone, I wouldn't do anything like a roll like a ball or anything like that. So instead, we're going to come down to the floor and we're going to think about keeping that spine nice and strong, nice and long. And I'm going to bring your right knee in and I want us to circle out into the hip. And then go the other way. Good work. And then change that over to the other side. So instead of kind of rolling through the back, we're going to stay and then rotate through the hips. Now, if that feels okay, do that again on both sides. If you want, we can lift both knees and we can rotate out into the hips here. Let that loosen off. Do about 4 repetitions going one way and then do 4 repetitions going the other way. So let that release for you. Perfect. Now feet come down. People often worry about shoulder bridge as well. I want you to just come up vertebrae by vertebrae, but not very high. Just coming through our lower back and our mid back. Now, if the case was a severe osteoporosis, then you could just stay with a little knee hug, or you could stay with a little pelvic tilt. If it's a low level osteoporosis, we could just come up to mid back. And then there's no pressure. You're not rolling the spine into the floor, especially in kind of that cervical area, which can be quite vulnerable because those vertebrae are a lot smaller. They're much smaller than these lumbar ones that we're working through right now. So shoulder bridge for spine mobility is amazing. It's so good. It's such a great move. It's a move that's the go-to move with a lot of physios and a lot of osteos. But obviously, if there's any osteoporosis within the upper back and neck, just don't come up into that region. Just stay low. It's still super spine safe. Well done. We're going to take our right foot, cross it over our left thigh and push. Option 1, to go into this Met technique here by pushing and then pushing back with as much force. Again, hold for about 20 seconds, repeat 3 times. If you can't feel that stretch and you want to take the legs in, then that's absolutely fine. You can be here, pushing your knee away. Using that nice natural breath. And then when you're ready, you're going to switch sides. So you can come here, just into that stretch, that 50% stretch. Or you can come here, holding through. So whatever works for you. If you're doing the 50% stretch, hold for about 20 seconds. And then again, you can repeat that 3 times if you want to. Allowing the hip to stretch. Good work. When you're ready, we're going to bring our band into play and we're going to take the band around our right foot. And I want you to bend the knee and straighten. Now this is much more spine safe to do this here on the floor, lifting the leg up, rather than to sit and forward flex and lean over the leg into kind of like a seated hamstring stretch or a seated tree. So let the back of the leg release, and then when you're ready, hold it straight, and we're going to flex the foot and point the toes. The other thing is that I'm using the band, and that's really important. So I'm not lifting my head up and coming into that flexion. And then we hold that foot flex, toes down, shoot the heel up. Well done. If you want to turn that foot so the toes point towards the opposite shoulder, let the heel flare. We can hold here, and that's absolutely fine. We can then turn the other way, like Mary Poppins' feet, heel in. And then holding on with that right hand only, we're going to open the leg wide to the side. Now you can keep your left leg bent, or you can extend it, stretching through your inner thigh. So as I said, our main focus was spine today, but obviously we want to make sure that the legs stay nice and supple, because if you're holding any tension in the legs, the knees, around, the pelvis, that's going to obviously, it will either come up or come down. So it'll either go down into causing maybe problems with knees, ankles, feet, or it will come up and cause, issues with regards to tightnesses in the back, the shoulders. Well done. We bring the leg back. We're going to bring that leg across. Let the shoulder come down into the floor. You can bend your knee as much as you need to. I find when I do this, if I bend my knee a little bit, I feel it more in my hip and my bottom. If I straighten my leg, I feel it more down the outside of my thigh, outside of my shin, kind of tapping into that IT band, that big ligament that runs from your hip to your knee. So you're the only one who knows what you need. Bring the leg back to center, but we're not going to lift head and shoulders. We're just going to hold here. And then when that feels good for you, change the legs over. Give that leg a shake if you need to. So this leg comes up and we bend the knee and we straighten. Feel that lovely release happening in the back of the leg. Well done. And we're going to hold that leg straight, flex and point. When you're ready, you hold that foot flex, toes down to you, shoot the heel up. Feel that lovely stretch happening down the back of the leg. Maybe calf is stretching here, maybe hamstring still. We turn the foot so the toes put towards our opposite shoulder and let our heel flare out. And turn the foot the other way. And then holding on with that left hand only, we're going to open the leg out to the side. Remember, you can keep your right leg bent or you can straighten it. Whatever works for you. Oh, hello, monkey. And then bring that leg back through. Switch your hands over, bend the knee as much as you need to, or straighten the leg. You know what you need to do. Let the other arm go out, shoulder height. Let that shoulder drop. Perfect. We're going to release, come back to center. Remember, not lifting head and shoulders, just holding. Excuse me, gang, sorry. That sun just made me sneeze. And then release. Okay, we're not going to rock on the back to come up because, as I said about rolling of the spine. So we're just going to turn on one side and we're going to come up slow. Sit lovely and long. Hand down, reach over and stretch the waist. Well done. Release and change sides. Perfect. Take the hands back behind you. Lift the chest. Great stuff. Slowly bringing yourself round. You're going to bring your hands back to your feet and stand up, hinge from the hip. Roll the shoulders as you come tall. Good work. Take the right arm up. Pull that back into the tricep. Now we can put the feet together if we want and we can gently lean. Or you can stay centered if that feels better for you. And then release and change sides when you're ready. Perfect. Release from here. Take that right leg back behind you. Lean over into that lateral stretch. Well done. Change sides. Come over. So hopefully I feel like, you feel like you've had a lovely stretch this morning, but you've also educated yourself into kind of what's right, what's to be avoided. Let's take a breath. As we exhale down to our prayer pose, think about your posture, lengthen your spine, shoulders away from your ears, and again, breathe in. Breathe out. And one more time, breathe in, lift. Breathe out, feel really strong and secure here. Fantastic work, everyone. Take the right arm above the head and the left, right hand forward and the left, right palm in and the left. Give yourselves and each other a super round of applause. Well done, everybody. Great work. So that is our last class for this week. Next week will be our 2-year anniversary special. Actually, 2 years ago today was the first day that I did an online class, and I did it free for everybody in all my groups in Facebook. So can you believe it? 2 years ago when the world went into lockdown. So next week is going to be our anniversary special, 2-year anniversary special. So any requests of any classes, please let me know, because I want to put on a great epic week for you all. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and I will see you soon. Oh, thanks, Dawn. I'm glad you found that informative.